You likely remember that when I started this course, one of the big things that I really harped on about was the multinationals that I dealt with. So I want to try and take the way that I was able to go from just working with small firms to then these multi-billion dollar firms and try and instill some of those principles and some of those high-level tips and tricks in this video. So there's a few things that I want to go through with this. Most of these are a little bit more complex of techniques. Some are, fundamentals just done well. But let's go through this. So I'd say number one is your camera. So within Beyond, let's make a new scene. Let's make a more engaging scene. Let's go with a cool scene like this. So within Beyond, it automatically sets the camera to be the same as the frame. If you go in to the camera and click add camera, you'll see it there. Nothing changes. Once again, it's as large as the frame. If I wanted to start it where, all the camera was, it's picked up everything in there, then I simply do that. I can choose where Beyond shows the character, right? Now, if I want to add camera movement, this is really what I want to show. This will actually show the progression from the larger camera to the smaller camera. So this is trick number one, not just using the camera to decide what the frame is, but using this yellow movement box to decide, maybe I can take it from the broad wide frame to then zoom into these three characters. And I can actually customize this. So I can say I want there to be a 1 second delay while the scene transitions in, and then I want there to be a 2 second zoom into these characters. So that's tip number one, using cameras to kill dead time or just to make things a little bit more engaging. Now, tip number two is about masking. This is definitely a high level technique, but let's do this. So let me pick this little asset. Okay, I'll pick one that's a little bit more obvious to do it with actually, and then it will make more sense how you can actually apply this technique. So if you want to crop an asset, it's very simple, and we have covered this. You simply crop it. You choose what you want to be seen, and then you can show it there. Now masking, what I can do here is something really, really cool. So let's say we have a TV, and I want to show someone on TV. For example, let's say I want to show a character on TV. If I was going to do it in any other way within the software, the character's legs would hang over the TV and it would be the full character. But with masking, I can include one asset in certain other assets. And what that means is we've got a woman as if she's actually on TV. TV is the best use case for it. Other good use cases can be circles or shapes if I want to show an asset actually sitting within it as if it's behind that frame. So that's kind of two tips in one for you there. So we've covered zooming, we've covered cropping, and now we've covered masking. I want to now cover split screening, something that really that I use all the time, pretty much in all my animations now, and it's kind of been a game changer. So I type in split, and in the situation where I have three items, normally this would be our benefits. Are you looking for a company which offers super quick response times, um, custom quotes, and satisfaction guarantee? That's then when we include this. So all that we have is we have each asset coming in individually, so it slides one, two, and three in from the left. And what you want to do is you want to change this. So let's actually use the examples that we just discussed. I'll try and remember it. So let's say it's quick response time. I'd want to show a phone. Uh, yeah, want to show a phone. And I could even include the text underneath, but most of the time I just remove that to save myself time. I don't only need one of those. And let's say it was, what was it, free quote. So I'll type in quote. Okay, so we see if there's anything for there, and instantly I don't like that, so I'm going to try other words. So I'm going to try other words to get a nice search return. So free doesn't come up either. So I'm thinking, okay, free quote, what is like a quote? So I think maybe go contract, and we'll see if we like that. Okay, so I think that's quite good for a quote. That looks like a statement of work right there. So I'd use that. And let's say for the last one, it was free guarantees. And I already know that there is an asset for this that I use quite a bit, quality guarantee. So automatically I have my three guys there. They'll slide in one after the other. And if I want to change my timing of that, I change it together. So I've got, as we've been through before, all the fundamentals. I have my delay and I have my duration. And then for the slide and the asset, I want them to come in at the same time, delay and duration. And then same for my last slide and my last asset. You want all of these three background colors to be different, um, just because we don't want them to clash. Okay, so we've hit 3 to 4 really cool techniques. Now I want to hit you with a fourth or a fifth, I guess. This one's going to be kind of not really a technique, more so um, philosophy in making the video. So we're telling a story here, right? We're not just when we're making an explainer video, we're trying to show the viewer them going through the different stages, having their problem identified, which is how we engage them, having our hero company come in, which is how we put some branding in there, having the benefits come in, which could even be via slides like this. But throughout this, we want the customer to be able to relate to this character going through the journey. So my way of doing things is to keep the same character. Look, if we show them number one having a problem, let's say that it goes from them being homeless to being the king, I'd use that character at the beginning, being homeless, and I'll just change their outfit so we're keeping that consistent customer persona throughout. It keeps consistency through the video, and because the video is likely only a minute, 2, 3 minutes, normally 60 seconds, it's still going to be pretty damn engaging. The last thing that I want to cover is killing dead time. So I'm sure I have covered this a little bit before, but let's say we have a scene like this, and you know, there isn't too much going on the voiceover, there isn't too much animation going on. There's two ways that we can kill dead time. When we have our scene intro, we can actually extend this. So I'd often, if I really need to kill a load of dead time, I'd extend that by 2 seconds. With my zoom in, I'd make that last longer and I'd probably put it here. So I let my what little animation we have to work with here, I'd have my zooming killing more dead time, and even I could make, as we did in the character expression section, is I could make the characters or the character look to camera. Now, realistically, what we'd want is we'd want them to do their actions, transition in, do their actions, zoom, and then I'd want a new scene because I don't want the character looking to camera the whole time. I want this to be something extra engaging to keep the excitement in the piece. So let's even make him cry this time and look to camera. So now look how we've gone from something that would have been that long, 4 or 5 seconds, to suddenly we've got two really long scenes out of that. So there's some tips and tricks on how to take your videos from the local bakery, as it were, to the Financial Times, the Big Yellow, and those multinational companies who need high quality videos that you're going to provide them.